Look over there. So many beautiful women. But wait, what do they have? Hold on, girl. That way you even show what you shouldn't. I saw it. Did you see it? Look at another one. She can't even walk in a straight line. And this one? She's dancing like a clumsy bullfrog. Hey, is everyone drunk? Or maybe I'm just looking at them the wrong way. Because look, I've never seen so many beautiful women together in one place. But there's one detail. Everyone is really crazy and having a great time. Today you're going to get to know, for real, what's going on in England's nightlife. So take mine, you're going to like it. Hehe. Take my hand, man. 6 in the afternoon and people are already vomiting. If you are a person like me and you arrive in London thinking you are going to have dinner at 9 in the evening and then go to the club at midnight, haha, you know nothing innocent. I'm sorry, brother, you missed the party. Because here, at 6 in the evening, there are already British people tripping over their own legs with a beer in their hands. I'm not exaggerating, it's local culture. The English don't mess around with happy hour. From 5 to 7 in the afternoon, it's a cold war between those who drink 2, 3, or 10 pints before it gets dark. And yes, pint, that 568 milliliters mug. Because for the English, if they don't drink almost a liter at once, they don't even start talking. While I'm having my coffee, the guys here are on their 4th round of gin and tonics in the middle of the sidewalk, laughing loudly and shouting nonsense, and the detail, all of this in suits and ties, straight from the office. It almost looks like the World Cup final, but it's just a normal Tuesday. And you thought Friday was the day to party. Here, every day is a day, but Saturday, my friend, is a whole other level. They have dinner early, really early, like at 6 p.m. Here, at 10 p.m., there are already guys who have thrown up in the street, cried over their ex, and kissed a stranger, all on the same block. And the funniest thing? They call it a warm-up. Because the real party, for them, starts before 7 and ends also early. Some clubs close at 11, midnight, as if it were a gospel party. Others even go on until 3, 5 in the morning. But don't be fooled. The good ones are already in an alcoholic coma by 10. And if you think that's weird, don't worry, it's going to get worse. Soho, the stronghold of delicious chaos. You know you've arrived in Soho when you see a drag queen, a businessman, a Korean tourist, 2 drunk Argentines, and an old lady drinking coffee, all on the same corner. Soho is like that, chaotic, colorful, and unpredictable. This was once the neighborhood of people who sold their bodies and drugs. Today it has become the stronghold of freedom, live music, crazy pubs, and endless lines. Here there is no target audience. Everyone comes and everyone mixes. Gays, lesbians, straights, curious people, tourists, students, 60-year-olds who have come out of the closet. It's like a free ID rotation with optional entry. And the craziest part? It works! You see couples making out on the street, next to a group drinking tea, next to a guy beatboxing in front of a crowded pub, and no one judges anyone. In fact, judging is forbidden in Soho. The only rule is, don't be annoying. Oh, and you know that old saying that London is cold, reserved, and without contact? In Soho, that goes out the window. It's 3-way kissing, hugging strangers, talking to dogs, and beer flying everywhere. If you've never been surprised by an unexpected conversation with a stranger who asks you, "Where are you from, sexy?" then you haven't really experienced Soho. The bars here have a line to get in and a line to get out too, because no one wants to leave. And an important detail, there's everything. Legendary jazz bar with live music and whiskey aged in oak barrels, and, next door, a stinky pub where they sell warm beer and play German techno remixed with goat screams. You choose your torture. There's even a coffee shop open until 1 a.m. because some people leave their party to have an espresso instead of doing something stupid. Or, better yet, they drink coffee and do something stupid while they're awake. No ID, no fun. In London, you can be rich, handsome, influential, fluent in British English, and have Brad Pitt's smile. But if you forget your ID, you're a nobody. There's no point in crying, begging, or showing off your Instagram with TWO million followers. No passport or ID, no partying. They don't care if you came from the other side of the world. If you don't have an official ID with a photo, you'll be dancing, but abroad. And this isn't just grumpy security guard talk. It's the law. Every pub, bar, concert hall, nightclub, or even that bar where they only play 80s music, every place will ask for your ID. And if you try to be smart and show that crumpled document from when you were 12 years old, you'll hear aloud, "Sorry, mate, not accepted. Want to get in? Passport, British driver's license, or a new European ID. If not, you'll have to drink tea in the square with the teenagers entering puberty." Now, the most ironic thing of all, while in many places there are minors entering clubs, in London there are 30-year-olds being stopped because they look 17. Which is not my case, of course. And it's no joke. There was a guy in Soho, Spanish, who was stopped because he had smelled more than a vacuum cleaner, if you know what I mean. But he swore he hadn't, that he had only had 2 glasses of wine. But his face screamed, "I've consumed the entire stock of Ibiza." And note, the security guards here don't smile. They're like concrete walls with badges. You blink crookedly, and they're already stretching out their arms asking for ID. You know that saying, "The customer is always right"? In London, it's the opposite. The security guard is always right. And the worst part, he doesn't even need to give you a reason. If he looks at you and doesn't like your vibe, he's done for, bro. Good luck trying to argue with a 2-meter-long closet with a Liverpool accent. Moral of the story? If you're going out in London, you can forget about the perfume, but don't forget your ID, okay? Or you'll end up like a lot of people on the street, in your club clothes, with a warm beer in your hand and your soul crying on the sidewalk. You can drink on the street, but you can't hang your clothes. London is the kind of city where the rules are kind of inverted. Drink on the street? You can. You can leave a bar with a beer in your hand, cross the entire city, and no one will stop you. You can toast on the sidewalk, talk loudly, even make friends with a lamppost. Now, hang your clothes on Sunday? No way, that's a problem. Yes, in the land of the Queen, if you hang your blanket on the balcony on a Sunday, some neighbors will call the police. And it's not a meme, you know? It's etiquette, tradition, culture. Call it what you want. Here, Sunday is sacred. It's the day of absolute silence, of 5 o'clock tea, of the sofa with a blanket, and of the gossipy neighbor perched on the window. While you think you're just going about your life, she's already judging you with a look like, "This savage hanging out his underwear on Sunday." It's as if the crime wasn't the noise, it was the audacity of existing out loud on a day when everyone should be living discreetly. And that says a lot about the British mind. They look at you funny if you hang a clothesline, but they ignore the drunk guy slumped in the pub doorway with tights on his head and 2 glasses of gin in his pocket. It's a country where everything has a schedule and rules except for the chaos they themselves create. And in the middle of it all, there are the English, polite, discreet, well-adjusted. The kind of woman who doesn't need to raise her voice to leave you on the floor. They speak softly, but with conviction. They drink beer with one hand and cut your self-esteem with the other, and still with an elegant smile. They are direct. If they like you, they show it. If they don't, they show it too. And they don't have time for insecure men. Chinatown, the Oriental mess. If you walk through Soho and take 3 steps to the side, you'll be in another world, Chinatown. But don't worry, it's not that neat and touristy cultural neighborhood. Here, the vibe is different. There's neon flashing in your face, the smell of sesame oil in the air, and people speaking loudly in 7 languages at the same time. You don't know if you're going to a restaurant, a casino, or a Jackie Chan movie. The streets are narrow, the sidewalks are crowded, and the chaos is controlled. And in the middle of this scenario, tourists, drunks, delivery people, influencers, screaming vendors, and people trying to take selfies with paper dragons. And of course, there's food. Lots of food. Fried rice, noodles with names you can't pronounce, ducks hanging in the window, sweet dumplings that look savory, and savory ones that look sweet. But be careful. There are tourist traps on every corner. Ride-hailing cars disguised as rickshaws charge £50 for a 3-minute ride. That's when the driver doesn't take you on the VIP tour and drops you off at the door of a restaurant where the rice costs the same as an iPhone on installments. The tip is simple. If it looks too pretty, run. Because Chinatown doesn't forgive distractions. And the craziest part, while the rest of London starts to sleep, Chinatown wakes up. There's a restaurant open until midnight, a sweet shop open until 2 a.m., and a cafe where you can order coffee and yakisoba at the same counter. It's the only place in London where hangovers and breakfast happen at the same time. And the best part, everything is lit up in red neon, smoke in the air, and that feeling that if you blink, you'll miss something absurd. Kisses without borders. If there is a place in the world where you can kiss a Colombian, flirt with a Swedish girl, and end the night with a Spanish girl asking you if you have European documents, that place is London. More specifically, Soho and its surroundings. Here, the universal language of the night is not English. It is, "Hi, where are you from?" followed by a smile, a shot of tequila, and a kiss in the middle of the sidewalk. It's so multicultural that it almost seems like a reality show. There are Argentines, Mexicans, Brazilians, Spaniards, Germans, French, Moroccans, Canadians, Chileans, Ukrainians, Thais, etc. And in the middle of all this, the British are trying to keep up with the mess they themselves created. Now, hold on to this. 12% of English women marry men from outside the country. Yes, 1 in 8 English women looked at a British man and thought, "I'm out. I'm going to buy an imported product." And the favorites? Europeans in general. Indians, Australians, Americans, and Canadians. And when they leave the country, the most sought-after destination is Australia. Then the USA, New Zealand, Canada, and only then the European Union. In other words, the English woman is free, well-adjusted, and globalized. She falls in love easily, but she also says, "Thank you next," with the same politeness as she asks for tea. And for those who think that only English women are interested in foreigners, brother, didn't you see the amount of Spanish people in the video saying, "I fulfilled my dream. I'm in the Barrio de las Chinardas. It's a free zone. International kisses are local currency." And if you haven't kissed anyone, you can be sure it wasn't for lack of opportunity. It was because shyness won out over tequila. Here, no one cares too much about accents. If you smile, dance, and aren't a complete idiot, you can end up kissing on the lips and debating geopolitics with a Scottish girl in a short skirt and beautiful legs. If you've never kissed someone who speaks another language, my brother, you haven't really experienced London yet. You know that guy who only talks about picking up foreigners? Send him this video. Maybe he'll make his dream of kissing an elegant blonde with light eyes who just threw up on the street corner come true. London makes dreams come true. It just doesn't guarantee that you'll come back smelling nice. Drunk confessions of London. You know those serious videos of London with drones, epic soundtracks, and cult narration? Forget it. This is real life. And real life, my friend, it's microphones in hand and drunk people saying whatever comes to mind. And they really do. In the middle of the street, a girl says, "In times of war, any hole is a trench." And she was saying exactly what you're thinking, you little rascal. There were people looking for a kiss, others looking for a fight, and several who had clearly already exceeded the legal limit of alcohol and sanity. There was one guy, a Spaniard, who was angry and said, "I only had 2 drinks, brother." But his face looked like he had even drunk perfume. And the questions were even better. Are you going to kiss today? How many have you had? Do you like men, women, both, or whatever? Have you ever done it in the pub bathroom? It's like a college entrance exam for hooking up, except everyone is cheating and laughing out loud. There was even a girl saying, Today I didn't come to date, I came to kiss until I lose my accent. Another replied, man, woman, transvestite, if it's nice, I'll kiss. If you bring a drink, I'll kiss you twice, and nobody cares. Everyone lets loose, everyone has fun. You see an Argentinian guy in love with a Spanish girl he just met, a Mexican girl dancing with an English girl who didn't understand a word but is laughing anyway, and a Brazilian guy filming everything to show his mother later or not. There are even random confessions like, I've done it in the hotel bathroom, on the beach in a lifeguard hut, on Halloween in a dinosaur costume. These are stories that could make a documentary, but YouTube would have to censor half of them. Meanwhile, the crowd shouts, man, I'm so crazy. I love you, but I can't remember your name. In other words, London at night is like Rio Carnival, but with a British accent. The truth about English women. If you think you're going to arrive in London saying, "What's up, princess?" and leave with an English woman on your arm, good luck, warrior. You're going to need it. English women are on a whole other level. Educated, stylish, well-adjusted, and have zero patience for stupid pickup lines. They're the kind of women who speak softly but can knock you down with one sentence, and if it's sarcasm, then you're done for. While many men still think that being nice is enough, English women are already working, studying, traveling, supporting themselves, and ignoring you with class. And it's not because they're cold, quite the opposite. Once you gain their trust, which can take about 8 years, they're funny, loyal, direct, and even a little crazy, in a good way. Sometimes, they're the kind of girls who drink beer at the pub, make double entendre jokes, and give you the elegant cold shoulder if you make a mistake. And what's more, there's no standard for English beauty. There's everything. Redheads, blondes, blacks, Asians, tall, short, gothic, fat, classic, exotic. It's as if the menu had been created by the random universe. But they all have one thing in common: autonomy. They don't wait for anyone. If they want to go out, they go out. If they want to pay, they pay. If they don't want to talk, that's it. There are even those who say, I'll pay the bill, as long as he washes the dishes afterwards. Or, if he earns 3 times my salary, he can pay for dinner. If not, split the cost. And if you try to be tough guy with them, dude, it won't work very well. They are quite feminists. Now, the funniest thing is that in the midst of all this independence, they continue to love a good cup of tea, a pretty coat, and a date that is sincere, fragrant, and, preferably, with all their teeth in their mouths. If you got this far, did you laugh? Did you identify with it? Or did you dream about the foreign girls? Then comment below. Okay, just so I know who are the faithful ones who watch until the end. You are rare. And hey, if you like this video, click on what is showing on the screen now, because I'm sure you'll love it too. See you there, my friend.